So today, we're going to talk about a language that's incredibly powerful, but most of the time, it's completely invisible. It's a language we're all speaking all the time, but very few of us have really mastered it. And it has a massive impact on how other people see us in pretty much every interaction we have.
All right, to get us started, let me just throw a weird question out there. Do you think your energy, just the way you carry yourself, could actually make a textbook seem like it's written better? I know, it sounds kind of out there, right? But believe it or not, a really fascinating study found the answer, and it might just change how you think about communication forever. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we jump into that incredible study, we need to make sure we're all on the same page about what this unseen language really is.
So what is nonverbal communication anyway? Well, to put it simply, it's every single message we send to other people without actually speaking. It's like this constant, silent broadcast that's telling the world who we are, what we're thinking, and how we feel. And honestly, it's often way more powerful than the words we actually say.
And you know, this is so much more than just smiling when you're happy or frowning when you're sad. The variety of these signals is just huge. We're talking about everything from your hand gestures and the tone of your voice to your posture. Even the clothes you decide to wear or the watch on your wrist are sending out signals constantly.
And this is the real problem. We're all broadcasting on all these channels, like 24/7, but most of us have no idea just how loud and clear those signals are. We just fundamentally underestimate how much they shape the world around us.
But hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's look at the science. And that brings us to a really cool story about two classes. It's a landmark experiment from Cornell University that put all these nonverbal cues to the test. So here's the setup. You've got one professor, a guy named Steven Cesi. You've got a huge group of students, 472 of them. And he's teaching two courses on developmental psychology that are, for all practical purposes, exactly the same. Now this is where the experiment gets really clever. The lectures, the topics, even the textbook they had to buy, all of it was 100% identical between the two classes. The only thing the professor changed was his nonverbal style. In one class, he just gave a normal, standard lecture. But in the other one, he cranked up the enthusiasm. He used a more varied tone of voice, more hand gestures. He was just more energetic. Same words, totally different vibe.
So here's the million-dollar question. Did that one little change in delivery actually matter? Well, let's take a look at the verdict, and this is straight from the students themselves. Before I show you the data, just take a guess. Remember, the actual course material was exactly the same. So which group of students do you think felt like they learned more? And there you have it. The students in the class with the enthusiastic professor gave a way higher score when asked how much they learned. Just think about that for a second. The information was identical, but their perception of how much they learned was so much higher, all because of a few nonverbal tweaks. But it didn't even stop there. This positive feeling spilled over onto the professor himself. The students in that enhanced class rated him as being more knowledgeable about his own subject and even more accessible and approachable outside of class. His energy literally made him seem smarter and friendlier.
But this next one is the part that is just absolutely wild. The students rated the textbook for the enthusiastic course as being better written, even though it was the exact same book. I mean, let that sink in. The professor's energy was so contagious, it actually changed how students felt about a physical object. Incredible.
Okay, so this is way more than just a neat little study, right? The big question is, what does this actually mean for you, in your career, in your life? Let's talk about how you can start using your own nonverbal superpower. The big takeaway here is that your nonverbal communication creates this powerful ripple effect. When you project confidence, enthusiasm, and just strong positive energy, that feeling doesn't just stick to you, it radiates outward. It changes how people see everything and everyone connected to you. And you can see that whole chain reaction right here. It starts when you consciously improve your nonverbal signals. That, in turn, improves how people see you. Then, that positive halo extends to how they see your work, your presentation, your ideas, your product, and that's what ultimately leads to success. It's just like what happened with Professor Cesi. Your positive nonverbals can make you seem more knowledgeable and approachable, but it can also make your slides seem better designed, your website look more credible, your company's brand feel more trustworthy, your whole business can seem more successful. It really has the power to lift everything up. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought to take with you. Just for a second, right now, check in with yourself. How's your posture? What's your expression? What kind of energy are you putting out?
What message is your body sending to the world at this very moment?